we are back. We just took a little bit of a break, get our, uh, cells all cleaned up from that last match because it was pretty crazy, wasn't it, Snug?
I mean, it was. There's no other way to describe that last one except for complete insanity with a side of Stamper.
Yeah, and we've got Flying Daggers coming back, and they're going to be facing What the Fuzz, and it's going to be probably the highlight face off, if you will. So they're going to be facing off, trying to get some offsides and maybe a few interference with the goalies. All the sports references.
Yeah, like let's just start throwing like random sports jargon out, see what sticks with Splatoon. Yeah, see how that works. But anyway, I do believe one of the most remarkable things about What the Fuzz is the fact that I do believe this is the team that made Div 6 in Looty, which for a team first time working together, and especially with the fact that they have a Clash Blaster player on their team, I don't think when people started taking Looty seriously, I don't think if you told the person for a person doing Looty at the start of it, if you told somebody in the past that a Clash Blaster would be in Div 6, they probably would say probably no. They wouldn't believe a single word that was coming out of your mouth. But
Yeah.
then we fast forward to today, where a Clash Blaster is in fact in Div 6. If there are any Clash Blasters above Div 6, pardon me that I'm not aware of your existence. Do excuse that. Do excuse the hubris. But I mean, it's definitely an interesting case. I think we can both say that.
Yeah, and it's not just going to be for a meme team either. I mean, we've seen it. We saw in the first match when they were playing against Trout Sandwich, that Clash Blaster able to get some picks on the Ultra Stamp from the side. It's definitely not the most useless weapon. I think just, people got a lot of hate in their heart from the online matches against the Clash. But in this competitive format, we'll see what the comps look like for What the Fuzz. If they're going to sort of stick to their guns, kind of like in the earlier matchups, or if they've got some cooking for Flying Daggers. You never know.
I mean, they're definitely gonna have to. I mean, if Flying Daggers doesn't intend to change their comp again, it's gonna be really interesting because, well, let's just see how they hold up. Let's see if they fare any better than Too Late did. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm still not over that set. I never will be. And we're getting right into it because What the Fuzz is looking to immediately open up and hoping to probably blitz them, but we'll have to see how Flying Daggers look to approach this fight.
Yeah, and there's the Clash, there's the double stamper. So it looks like everybody's sticking to their guns. And we got a Ninja Squid on the 52. I'd love to see that.
I mean, it's not uncommon sight.
While you were saying that.
Okay. Only in SBA, ladies and gentlemen, only in SBA. But in the meantime, while that guy is while the Clash Blaster tries off, yeah, okay, so Decaf kills 3, and the match continues. So Here we are. We have Argu looking to maybe play Anchor and potentially get their team back in with a Crab because they're the only person who didn't go down in that initial engagement. But again, let's see how What the Fuzz deal with 2 Stampers, and the Clash goes down again. Okay, somebody else just fell in the water. Let's just you know what? Delete the VOD. Cut the footage. Cut the footage. Delete the VOD. Everything.
Restart the match. Can we get the
restart the match? It never happened. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's live on stream, guys.
They're starting to put a penalty onto What the Fuzz, but it seems like What the Fuzz.
Oh my
there
goodness.
He goes. Yeah, you saw it too.
Tempest doing exactly what they did last round was just like, oh, you want to lunge at me? Okay, we shall have an honorable battle to the. Oh my goodness! Okay, that was a clean bit of movement, but it's not noteworthy for the moment. Argu popping Crab on snipe immediately gets sent packing. No mercy from the Trizooka straight to the dome.
That Zuka had his number for sure, and now they're trying to displace them with the Killer Wave.
Yeah, indeed, but unfortunately it's not moving. Flying Daggers is intent on not moving, seizing the lead, and, looks like A5 is, looks like V2 is sent. Actually, no! V2 is fighting with the Jet Squadron and working with it. They actually do get a pick and stand their ground.
What a fighter.
The backline that knows no fear. Oh my goodness, exactly. Tempest and V2 pushing in the left side here, and it's working out miraculously.
That splash wall is giving them nice
Another
coverage.
back comes out, and again, Tempest is watching V2's back, making sure that the decaf... No, the decaf slips through, but the decaf actually trades.
Yeah, not too bad, because then that ink bag didn't go on the zone.
Yeah, indeed, that is good value. And now, What the Fuzz finds themselves in control of the zone again. Mishi getting pushed off of the snipe by the Clash. The Clash going down again, and quick combination of chip damage from all 4 players will result in a 3-down situation.
Yeah,
and
the
52 didn't retreat. Oh, the 52 moment. 52 moment. What do we expect? Oh my goodness. But then again, they did get a penalty applied. So, oh, what is that happening in the corner there? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not going to ask questions. That's literally just 2 players being absolutely cracked with movement.
Oh, 52 goes
the
down. The
decaf is just
there.
standing their ground against 2 players. Unfortunately, they will collapse on them. Oh no! Okay.
Almost
So
got killed by the
pushed
Clash
him-
Blaster.
yeah. Clash pushes Michi out from using their zip caster for any further. 52 and Clash are going to push the left side to see if they can get around zone to create an opening. The Zuka creates 1 kill, but unfortunately gets traded out immediately. They need to paint zone soon. They're running out of time. The decaf gets back and stopped in their tracks, and they maintain control of zone with good use of speed.
It looks like Flying Daggers is going to take this. Yeah.
Well, you
another
can't say
down.
until the bell goes, but again, it's a 3v3 and the timer's up, unfortunately. Flying Daggers with a solid fight there.
Yeah, that is a wrap. You saw the decaf trying to come in at the end, but then was forced to try and go for one of the enemy players, seeing as how they were right in front of them. But I think either way, great match for Flying Daggers to take control. And at least what the Fuzz was able to do that turnaround in the beginning, get some momentum. But yeah, Flying Daggers had their number. Great picks there, and great teamwork. A lot of follow-up kills when What the Fuzz could have taken an advantage. So first round to Flying Daggers, well deserved.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. But it was just in very interesting to see because we had the VAC immediately popped. V2 spacing was on point there, especially in those final moments to avoid the decaf dashing out of the bubble to get the pick on the VAC. They didn't get too close. Then I bet they didn't want to either because that was a key play to keep the bubble in check.
Yeah, and I mentioned, the 52 on Dr. Lion. He was doing good with the main weapon, but I feel like the special, it did get the Flying Daggers to move around a bit, get off the zone, but I just feel it wasn't as impactful as some of the other specials that were actually getting picks. So maybe they'll think about that. Not that the 52 was bad, not that the Ninja Squid was bad, because we saw Dr. Lion in there in a few scraps, and they came out on top. So we'll see what kind of adjustments they make for Clan Blitz. It is Inkblot Art Academy, so we got a few routes to go up. But we saw last time, I think this was where What the Fuzz was really capitalizing with their decav. Decavitator on that ramp going up to the basket was a big reason why they won their earlier match. Let's see what the teams do with their decals in this match.
I'm definitely interested to see how they approach this.
Yeah, they might just not even go for the decav because Flying Daggers has 2 stampers, and that could just be too much for one decav to deal with. But maybe, who knows, with the wide shots they can try and line them up and get them both. But that's kind of hoping on a prayer.
Yeah, that's hoping on a prayer, especially if you got two zipcasters coming at you at the same time.
Yeah, and they don't want to be.
Either way, it's gonna be an interesting one because I do believe we are getting ready to start this match.
All right, we'll see.
It is going to be Clam's Inkblot, which is an interesting one because again, the momentum in Clamblets can shift so wildly and so often.
Yeah, we're gonna see if they can huck that ball into the basket. See if they can try and get behind the enemy team and maybe get a jump in. So let's just jump into the match and see who's going to come out on top. Dum dum dum.
Oh, they do switch. Oh, we do have an Octo Shot. We have Octo Shot and Heavy Edit coming out from these players. Then again, Lion was using that earlier.
Yeah, no, now they're going back to their sort of earlier comps, and we see Flying Daggers is just as comfortable the way they started.
Oh my goodness, unfortunately the decaf there will attempt to go for a lunge, but Nishi and the other Stamper back off immediately to avoid a collateral situation.
Yeah, it's kind
But
of
I'm
even
not
now.
sure, it's kind of hard to tell who's got the grasp on this situation. Never mind, I'll take that statement back. Looks like Flying Daggers is going to take control of mid here, but this fight is a little scrappy. There's no clear, like, 100% victor. Like, both teams are taking, like, very separate fights across the field. So we're gonna have to see. Oh my goodness.
It's almost like a 2v2 on each side.
Yeah, unfortunately the decap does go down on the right side, and the heavy edit is being forced back into their spawn with no support, and does get
now
picked.
they're pushing
the
up,
cooler
and
is there.
they've almost got a ball.
Lion here.
They're gonna back it out. Yeah, they're gonna retreat. Very safe play.
Okay, they pass the ball up, but unfortunately, yeah, the Stamper does in fact go down there. Yeah, this Tempest.
Yeah,
Misha again trying to hold the line. A crit from
There's
Hyper
one.
Beam will result in a clean kill, but unfortunately the Bubbler does get put down. Bubbler gets placed. The vac is there though to prevent any space being taken after that. Oh, a good bomb gets two.
This might be the swing that they
Oh,
need.
yeah, here comes the first score, but unfortunately Lion is last alive. No, there's a wipeout occurring.
Okay, so only one
A
ball
decent
of point.
push, but they weren't exactly able to stay alive long enough to get any value out of it outside of the first score. And, ooh, that's a trade.
Now they got to deal with the counter pressure, get control of their platform, and see if they can.
Argus being
contest
patient,
mid.
almost gets Clashes.
Yeah, very
But
close.
I do believe Clashes is now wary of Argus' tendency to be a little sneaky. Lion gets the trade off with gets traded off by Argus. Again, Argus is incredibly slippery. And Clashes is just looking to cause some trouble, jumps out. And, I mean, fair enough, there was no way you could have predicted where they would be. An extremely good pick from Hyper Beam, but now they're in a bad spot. They're going to get pinned down here.
Yeah, you might be able to get another
Fledge
one.
Doesn't get a
but
kill. Does actually
there it
just whip
is.
around and kill Mishu.
All right, now it's 4v3. Let's see if they can protect their platform.
Oh, here they are
and
trying to
one
set
down.
up a push, but they've lost two players. Hyper Beam is alone, but the bubble is still here, unfortunately. The push has seemed to have not gone as they expected. What just killed A? What just killed B2?
It must have been a bomb or something stray on
I don't
the
know,
side
man.
there.
Oh, well, surprise Stamper. But again, like, Flying Daggers isn't getting close enough to the basket to be able to make a push right now. Hyper Beam might just kill two players. Oh, no, Whistle. Well,
you have
I
the
mean, to
ball.
be fair, the life of a decaf player, you either get the biggest of jackpots or you just whiff. And again, trading out.
Well, I think
Oh
with
my
the
goodness,
impact
these
he's
teams
pushing
are
up
just
in.
clashing in an epic proportion. The vac shot goes really far back, doesn't get anything out of it, and they still get they get removed from the enemy base. Two players remain on each
Everybody's
side,
trading
and
back and
it's still
forth.
going.
Nice try, Zuka. And then the Clash is going to try and
Oh
defend
my
this.
goodness.
Gets
This
a trade.
brawl has been going on for several minutes at this point with no clear winner.
It has.
As it's like no concise winner to this clash, and it just keeps going. At
Yeah,
this
that
point, I
ball
would
is going to
just
break
wait.
now. So now no one has a
Yeah.
full, shot at making points. They just have to scrap it out and try and find some loose
Ooh,
plans
Crossroad
here and
comes out,
there.
unfortunately, Tempest is there to punish. And, well, Clash is just looking out to refrag immediately. Luckily, they had cooler, so Tempest comes out with a little bit of charge. Hyper Beam gets one pick, sets up Bubbler. Oh, that's not a good idea, V2!
Very
You were a little
nice.
too close that time. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
he
But
was
Tempest
just
comes in,
close enough.
retaliates with a swing of their own, but the Bubbler is still there, keeping their team safe in a position to score, and they will.
There it is.
Hyper
The
Beam
points are
again
going
has
down.
returned because of his own Bubbler, and again, like, what the Fuzz? Again, just a strong, convincing take on this map. But they will just expel their enemies. Flying Daggers expel their opponents from their basket once again. And here comes a push with both of these zip casters. No, only one, correction, pardon me. But they do go down.
But they've got
And
all
those
their
zip caster comes
specials.
in, immediately sent back to the respawn. But the Fuzz is not looking to go down easily. A crab tank on a crab
They're
tank
letting
dropping off
everything
the
rip.
block. That's a bit unfortunate. Unfortunately, there's not enough time to reposition. The vac goes in, doesn't get anyone either. What the Fuzz
Great.
is being very careful not to die here because they need to hold this point and they need to hold it well. 9 seconds.
Great focus
clock.
down on the ball, but
Oh,
then he tries to
Tempest
squeeze it
gets the
in.
score. Tempest does get the score, but there's only one person alive. And they're they're far away. I don't think they're going to be able to get in there in time.
No, great
Unfortunately, that
defensive
will
play.
end overtime. So what the Fuzz will take time too. Excuse me.
Very nice game. Yeah, and
Indeed, that was a convincing win from What the Fuzz.
you notice that throughout the match, Flying Daggers kept trying to put pressure on that platform, kept trying to, use someone to go up and in and try and distract them. But every time I almost feel like the Clash or the backliner was just there, was just ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have anybody to contest that. So very good defense, um, and a solid answer back to the first match. I'm glad.
Mm. Yeah, like they're not letting themselves get bullied around here. They're not letting themselves be pushed about. And
Yeah,
I don't
and
think they intend to go down without a fight. So it's definitely an interesting one so far.
yeah, great picks from Hyperbeam there, and positioning himself with
Mm-hmm.
the the bubble special. I think that was pretty much the what sealed it for them. Let them get those extra points, because we saw, if it would have stayed 80-80, Flying Daggers could have had an opportunity to keep it into overtime, and maybe put one more clam in, but they got it down to about 64, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
So enough to give themselves something to sit back on. Very, very nice.
Indeed. Yeah, it was definitely a great showing of how they managed to play that.
Yeah, 1-1. So we're tied for the series going into game 3, and it's going to be tower control. Mako Mart. We got a lot of mixed feelings about about this map, just because it's pretty open. We got the stacks, the blocks, all these sort of places that people can shark around, get behind you. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think is going to help with that stuff in terms of the comps that we've seen so far?
I mean, it's kind of again. I do this every time when people ask me like, "How do you see this match going?" It's really hard to tell how each team is going to change their concept to adapt to either the mode or the enemy's playstyle. Well, they didn't.
Yeah.
I think. I think What the Fuzz definitely found their rhythm because like heavy edit was definitely I think the better answer to double zip caster because like you could just spin up and just wait for them to commit to a zip that they really didn't want to and well immediately punish it. So and especially for tower, it's going to be interesting because two Splatooners trying to contest tower is going to be a fun one to see. Because
You're
we
right.
saw what happened last time when they started to push with two zip casters. We saw exactly what happened.
Yeah, and especially with that sort of melee attribute, being on the tower and being able to, contest people jumping in, people trying to, sort of dance around, going up and down the tower. Sometimes
Hmm.
things like the stamper or rollers or any sort of melee weapon will really, help clear the tower a lot faster. So we'll see how that double stamper impacts the what the Fuzz attitude when it comes to staying on the tower and trying to be playing a little bit more cat and mouse sometimes with the
Indeed,
tower.
indeed.
So here we go, match number 3. Let's see if no subs, or at least I don't think. All right, looks like it's same old for both teams. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Dr. Line is sticking with the Octoshock here, whereas Riv is now going back to the pencil for this one. Fair enough. Like pencil is fairly dominant on this map. The decap gets picked immediately though, and Lion is left fighting on their own. Clashes is sticking by their pencil, trying to keep them alive, and unfortunately trades out, but the pen does get out, and a trade on the jump too. So well, this has certainly been an interesting first few seconds of the match.
Yeah, and this
Lion
is
drops
just
left.
letting
Or taking
P2
attempts
just
to go
stay
for
on
a
the
good
tower.
shooting. Oh my goodness. Both teams,
Lion
again, like,
trade.
this is a trade central, but unfortunately, well, What the Fuzz comes back faster. And looks like Hypermeme and Clashes are looking to take residence below the ledge.
Yeah, Flying Daggers was able to get that first checkpoint, but now what the Fuzz is
Yeah.
threatening
Riv's
it.
gonna get hounded
just
though.
the same.
Clashes is left alone. Zuka doesn't hit anyone. And is now getting pushed out, but I don't think, yeah, Dr. Lion comes over to give them some assistance. It's hard to tell. They do actually have lead. Oh my goodness, it's 3v. No, 3v,
scrapping around the
2v1.
tower.
Hello. The
And
Vac
it's
is here,
just the
but
Vac.
Clashes is not shooting. Clashes isn't shooting. Oh my goodness! What a best way to counter a panic back is to just not pull your trigger, and it worked very well for Clashes, getting a very, very good lead out of it, and they're just still going.
Yeah,
They're still going.
Yuka, supporting with the clash in the back, jumping out even.
Good jump out with Cooler.
Yeah, staying safe, and that's gonna hopefully give them a bit more opportunity to come back and keep Flying Daggers from doing the same to them.
But watch out, here comes One Zip. We may get double trouble here unless they attempt to just stall them out. One Zip comes in. Does Tempest get any value out of it? I'm not sure. They don't. The second Zip will probably get popped in a second along with the back. One pick gets taken. Oh my goodness! Wait, what just happened? We just lost 2 players from What the Fuzz. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, wait, there's Tempest on the left side. Oh, Hyperbeam, but Hyperbeam is not going to let them go easily. Strikes go down from Lion, and they do actually stop the tower for a bit. But Argu is here to just keep the push going, and they could claim lead again. Oh my goodness, this is such a back and forth fight.
With the crab on the tower there too, that's great.
But the blaster here is just sweeping you up, and well, a nice wipeout. Strong play from Clashes, preventing a knockout.
Now it's
but we're back into the difficult part.
They need to get
we're back into the difficult part of getting past mid.
Yeah, now we're kind of stuck in neutral.
Uh-oh. Oh no! Tempest just snuck up on Riv! And Lion didn't notice, unfortunately. But again, it's two down, and it looks like Riv had just gotten cooler, so they come back pretty quickly.
There's Hyperbeam in the corner, but he gets taken out.
Here goes Hyperbeam. Clashes is here to try and prevent any pushing. Gets one, but gets picked up immediately afterwards. And Hyperbeam trades out. But Clashes is already back again, because of, again, cooler. Oh, and Clashy gets another cooler, pops Ingzuka, fires it off, 1 shot, 2 shots, the third may get value, unfortunately no. But again, we are just trying to keep the push going at this point.
Nice
1 player down for What the Fuzz, correction, that's 2 now. Never mind, it's 3. Dr. Lion is now last alive, but where are they? Staying alive, are they going to jump out?
Fighting.
They do, they actually make it out. That's a great save with their strikes.
Yeah, and stopped Augie from
Here we go, trying to prevent them pushing too far in. Flashes doesn't get anything, neither does the decaf. Hyperbeam goes down as well.
And look at
and
the
now both
specials
snappers
online.
are on point. Yeah, both snappers have their specials online. Are they going to use them? Let's see. Because we have a back as well. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Riv. The Stamper takes the low wrap down. Oh well, that's a sword wielder's handshake in the corner there.
Yeah, well said. We got Agu trying to stay alive. Wow. Actually
getting weeded out. Yeah, Agu getting smoked out by the.
They've got the crab. What are they going to do with it? They're just going to
I think they want to elect the back off and stay alive to prevent a push. And actually, are just going to pop it in the back here.
Yeah.
Perfect to hit Lions, but Lion does get picked off by the Stabber actually. And Mishi has gone in. Mishi gets 2. Is Mishi going to get a 3rd? No, Tempest is there to help them. Tempest takes the 3rd kill. Do they chain off a bit? Oh no, they drop off the snipe by accident.
And look at that again. They've both got their zip casters again.
Yep, and the vac is also popped. Oh, what a destructive vac to drop on from the clash. And the crab is now here to supplement the push even further. Hyperbeam trying to prevent the tower from going any further, but unfortunately will get stopped as well. And that's 3 down on What the Fuzz. So Flying Daggers are going to take this one again.
Yeah, great special cycling from Flying Daggers there. I think being able to be patient with some of their specials to then let those specials do the work and let your teammates build up their own specials. Great plays.
Indeed.
By both teams. Both teams were giving it their all and managed to get a significant chunk of that route that the tower needs to take. So usually, when you're at higher level, you get teams that are sort of refined over time. It's harder to get such a lead, even when the opponent team inevitably beats you. So good job for What the Fuzz being able to hold that out and make it competitive. I like to see that.
Yeah, it was definitely a very interesting match. But now we are on to Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track. Oh boy, I hope you guys like choke points because we love them apparently.
Yeah, this is going to be
Oh
interesting
my goodness.
with all the curves on the map. You know, Humpback's been around for a while, so a lot of people have a pretty good understanding of it. But
People
like you
also
said,
have very strong opinions about it.
yeah, and I think it's going to come down to players utilizing some of these different routes that you need to watch out for. So a lot of times, you know, I've been noticing, especially with the zip casters, you know, on the side of What the Fuzz, usually the backliner has been pretty good at identifying, you know, those threats coming in from the side and stuff like that. So you want to have a backliner, or at least you know, a team that's going to keep an eye out for any flankers, because I think Flying Daggers is very good at utilizing those tactics so far.
Yeah, indeed, they are. Again, they're really good at keeping aggression up and keeping pressure, but I mean, they almost faltered a couple times, though. That's for sure. They almost faltered in those last few get in that last game.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm,
Even though they've got a strong comp, they seem to have a strong team, you know, function between themselves.
Okay,
We know that what
and I do believe the game is starting, and we have a substitution. Riv is switching out with Bubs.
okay, what are they going to
Oh,
play?
Paintbrush, hello.
Oh, there you go.
This is certainly going to be an interesting one.
All right, I like
But it's Paintbrush
the
Nouveau too.
momentum.
So let's see how they approach this fight now with a different weapon, with a different weapon set. Hyper Beam immediately going on to attempt to flank, but unfortunately gets caught. Clashist is here to try and chip damage. Yeah, chip damage is the name of the game here, and they do get checked very quickly. So Hyper Beam jumps back in. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, that could have ended poorly if they didn't actually get the hits in, but they do. But looks like Tempest isn't going to let this fight happen without him. Without them. But Last alive, and wow, okay, Fuzz gets wiped. Okay, right, now again, they're on the back foot and they're on the defending side.
Yeah, and they've already
But they
got
still have lead.
there.
Ooh, a good jack.
Pushing them up, and then What the Fuzz is just kind of having to back off and kind of come back to mid.
Oh no! Lion choosing a very poor moment to use Zuka there, gets caught in the blast radius. And Bub's unfortunately not getting anything either.
Two down for them, and
goes in to try
they're
and catch the ball.
bombs to try and save them, or to try and get something lucky on this Rainmaker, but great suppression.
Hold up, August like left the crap.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Agu's
goodness.
still alive. Yeah, Agu managed to flank with a crab. Oh my goodness, this isn't good. Again, like they're like What the Fuzz is still on the back foot. They have still yet to get themselves out of this corner that they've managed
Yeah, you
to
got
be
the
put in.
clash in the
Goes down for an
corner.
explosive. They finally dislodge Argu and get him off the field, but unfortunately it might be too late.
Yeah,
Another player goes down, and they do actually manage to stop the Rainmaker again, but at what cost?
very significant lead.
Tempest last alive.
And
Looks like they're gonna have to, yeah. Ugh, this is a tough one already. Like, What the Fuzz have already been, like, not even 2 minutes into the match, and What the Fuzz have already been put into a very big do or die situation. Zuka comes out from Clashist, doesn't get anything out of it, but I think they're just trying to create pressure.
yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Oh,
and I
good
think
pick from Hyper. Hyper Beam
think
is looking
the
to get two.
advantage-
Does in fact get two.
there we go. The advantage is that they don't have.
Somebody comes in, Tempest from the back.
What a sneaky play!
Yeah, Tempest and Argu managed to flank around. They don't have that object damage, and Clashist goes down to the explosion. Superior object damage will unfortunately result in a dead push.
That was a great turnaround, because it seemed like What the Fuzz had the momentum to push, and
Yes,
it was
indeed.
lucky that they already took down the checkpoint, so they could just run it. But now, here we go, Crab, Rainmaker, just a lot of pressure.
Oh my goodness, yes, but unfortunately they aren't exactly looking to lose a push themselves. They are going to try and immediately return
Maybe
fire and
shield.
just eliminate the push, but it looks like V2 is just not scared of that bubbler. They are not scared of the decap, and they don't intend to back down. Again,
I want
it's
this win.
Yeah, they don't want to give up. They do not give up ground easily, and I think that's something that a lot more people need to look out for. But V2 does in fact go down with due to a combination of chip damage.
And then we have the Juliet hiding there.
Yeah,
Just
Lion gets
sharking.
picked off by Argu, and now Argu is on the flank again. And Bubs doesn't seem to be aware of that fact. They need to be careful. Throws out Wavebreaker. Actually does, in fact, pick up on the fact that Argu is there. But Bubs gets taken out by chip damage. Argu is still on the left side. Pops Crab.
Just harassing them.
Nobody's looking at him. Like, he's just there. Like, I'm sorry, is anybody gonna look at the armored target? Just kidding. It's like, it's incredibly tough. I
Yeah,
can't blame
I
them for
thought this
not
was
looking
a team
everywhere
game.
way at once. Okay, we have 2 down on the side of Flying Daggers, but they still have specials. Never mind. Hyper Beam goes down. And so do Bubs. This isn't good. And a vac comes out. The decaf isn't anywhere near to contest, and this might be another. Oh my goodness! That's just timing.
Yeah, a
Lion
big
has the
impact
zone,
to the face.
has it here, but there's no checkpoint, so he can't use the Zuka. He's committed, and he's stuck in a corner. Another one goes down.
Did he get
Hyper
out?
Beam still trying to protect their teammate. Gets 3.
And we got 1
Argu
minute to
is
go.
still in mid, and he's gonna get crab soon. They're gonna get crab soon if they don't. Ah, there it is, exactly what I called. And gets 1 immediately off the first shot. Gets 2, and last alive is again Lion, and they do shut that push down again.
That's
Net at the gates.
Yeah, that was an incredible wipeout. You thought that they would be able to at least hold off the Rainmaker or protect it, but no, they were just stuck in the corner. And now here we go, 30 seconds to go, and Flying Daggers. It's all on them. Let's see.
Well,
if
hold up, wait.
Down.
Again, it's not over until it's over. You have 2 dead on the
15
side of
seconds
both
left.
teams, and looks like, oh my goodness, Argu again is playing to keep their team in the fight, and it might just work. Yes, Argu gets 1 pick, gets 2 from the jump, and unfortunately, I believe they're going to pick up the Rainmaker here. Lion! Oh my goodness, that was 1 frame off.
Yeah, he tried to sneak it out there. But well done, Flying Daggers. I think I'm surprised that the animation didn't cost him overtime, because it looked like he picked it up, but yeah, I think it was just a moment too late, and that's a victory for FD.
Again, Flying Daggers are just a very dominant force in this tournament so far, so we're going to have to see, does the competition have an answer? We're going to have to see. That is the good question I would like to ask.
I think that's the question of the tourney right now. Yeah, does anybody have an answer for this comp? And even when it comes to the maps and game modes, comps are sort of one thing. But when you look at the maps and the actual game modes, that often determines the actual plays themselves that get made. So looking forward to what we're coming up with next. But good job, both teams. What the Fuzz? You guys fought it out. Flying Daggers, congratulations on the victory.